everyone, and welcome to A Better You through prayer and fasting. It is a beautiful day here in Arizona where I am at. And now I'm going to bring on my co hosts. We've got two of them today. Um, Dr. Adrian Finkelstein, and then we've got our Desiree Valdez here with us today. Hi, you guys. How are you?
Good. Hey, how's it going?
Doing good. It's a good day. I mean, it's a beautiful day here in where I'm at. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure everybody else might. Well, probably Adrian's not getting snow, but Des, you might be getting snow in your area. Who knows?
Right.
Is it
Yeah.
cold there in the East Coast?
Yes. I'm in Baltimore today, so yes, it is. It's cold and it's rainy, and yeah, yeah. It's a good day to be inside and by a window view. So
It's a good day for a beanie. And
I know we had the beanie memo. We didn't even know.
we didn't tell Dr. Adrian about wearing a beanie today.
I know.
Well,
So
Dr. Adrian, how are you, Dr. Adrian Fink?
I'm always starting the day by saying, "Hey, no matter what, God is with us, and we always, with God, can believe with all our heart that everything is possible, including the show." And and I join you here wholeheartedly also. And I think that what I would like to share is, first of all, as you know, I've been researching the possibility or the probability or the sure sure thing that there is reincarnation in this world, and we shouldn't worry, be happy, because we come again and say, "I'm here." So that makes everybody's day to know that there is not an end in this world. That we're created in God's image and likeness, and therefore everything is possible if we put our mind to it. Even in moments when we have, encounters with deaths of ourselves, but we refuse to die, and we remember that we have a free choice, and let's choose live and love and have joy in life. Be positive. So that's my first thing that comes to mind. My prompter is telling me to say that.
Aw,
Your
glory to
prompt.
God.
You know, I was thinking while you were saying that, like, do I want to come back again? I don't. After this life and what's happening, I don't think I'd want to come back again. Again, I just don't. Maybe, but I don't know. I just think it might just be okay to hang out on the other side, and it is kind of a choice, isn't it, Dr. Adrian?
Yeah, but we come back very amazingly so, not always in the same kind of situation. Um, we ascend on a spiral every time higher in spirit, and as we do, we we emulate God more and more. We think positively more and more. We love more and more. We enjoy the funny bone more and more. So I guess, and we share with each other that. I think that it's a waste of time to worry, to feel guilty, to feel righteous, to feel, you know, um, that you're not in good place because you are. So it's a waste of time. And as they say, it's a waste of time every moment. I think Charlie Chaplin said that every moment that you don't laugh is a waste of time.
What about what are your thoughts? I mean, it's kind of actually nice. I think Desiree would agree with me because it's nice to be able to give you a chance to explain and talk more about this. Um, because on our other on the so busy talking, getting those questions answered from our audience. Archbishop Ronald Enright, the Unseen Realm podcast, every Saturday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And so this is a great opportunity for you, Dr. Adrian, to talk about that. Desiree, since we have him here, do you have a question about past life or past life regression or anything that he's has expertise in?
Oh, that's really interesting. When I was walking different, but just to follow up on the do not worry. There's that other don't worry about everything's a small, everything's small. I see in Matthew's the book of Matthew's chapter 6 verse 34 it says, "Therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Today has its own Today has enough trouble of its own." And when you trust God and you put everything in God's hands and you give it all to Him, He loves us enough. He's going to make sure that everything else in His alignment goes accordingly to His plan. He's a good Father. He's a good Abba, and He's always going to look out for us and take care of us. So I completely agree with you, Dr. Adrian. Thank you.
Yeah,
And
well, thank you for being my sounding board. I think that it's really amazing, fascinating. This life, isn't it fascinating? How you know um, you see a baby and the baby smiles and is full of life, and um, we adults we seem to forget that free free living, free expression, being ourselves as the babies are. And we should sometimes regress for the service of the ego, as the Freud put it. Um,
Mhm.
Sometimes I remember I was with my family camping, and there was an incline and with a lot of grass and things. So I said, "Oh, I'm gonna just let go," and I lay there and I started rolling down. So, oh God, it's a silly thing, but it's for regression in the service of the ego in order to strengthen ourselves in spirit, or hug a tree, you
Yeah.
know, or things like that. But many people seem to be silly, but they're not. I think people have to let go and be themselves and enjoy as long as you don't hurt. You know, they say that there was a continent before called Lemuria, or the continent of Mu, that sunk into the Pacific Ocean, and they didn't have Ten Commandments. They had a god, Amatwa. They really were the first that had one God, and and they had only one commandment: do
Mm,
not hurt. Do not hurt yourself. Do not hurt others. The rest is detail.
mm.
Isn't
Detail.
isn't that interesting that those that most I've looked this up um, because most communities or most religions or most countries, people, tribes, they have the same similar things as the Ten Commandments. They're maybe written different, but always, thou shalt not kill is one of them. I looked this up about 3 months ago and I was like, wow, all of them talk, all religions don't say do not kill. And I think that is right in the line with do not hurt yourself or others.
Mhm.
Adrian. So, I mean, and that kind of brings up into what I was going to say. One of the things I wanted to talk about today was the prayer and fasting for America, first Sunday of the month, which was last Sunday, and for anyone that does join with that, it's so simple. um, it's really about what you want to fast from. I mean, I'm fasting for America. I'm fasting for my reasons, but I invite everybody to choose that. If you want to join what I'm doing, that's fine. But you might have other thoughts, but it's either for America is kind of what I do, but you could do that in any way. This time it was a kind of special day for me that I was praying and fasting because Sarah Beckstrom did die, and she was part of the National Guard that was, shot that day, along with Andrew Wolf, and he is still hanging on in recovery. So it is to me that I chose to do that special fast for them because they are serving for our country. In fact, that woman, Sarah, Sarah and Andrew just signed on to do that with like less than 24 hours, and that happened. Less than 24 hours. So you never know what is going to happen every single day. You can go walk out your door, or anything can happen. We don't know. So every moment is precious. Every life is precious. And so that's what prayer and fasting for America is to me every first Sunday of the month. And it went well. It went really well for me. So, and I feel good. And the next day, I felt like oh, actually, it was the same day, you guys. And so Dr. Adrian was just talking about the babies, like seeing a brand new baby and trying to be that childlike innocence of children. Well, that day we chose to go to the Desert Museum, the Arizona Sonora Desert Museum, to see our exhibit, Beautiful Spirit Interactive Art in Motion, and talk to the people, and just it was just kind of an impromptu moment to do that. But it was so great because these children, I love children, and they are just so cute. I was making little videos of these children, and they are so full of life and so full of joy. It just makes you so happy to see that. And I noticed also that the families, everybody there is filled with joy. So if I just really think those are great places to hang out, to go to the Desert Museum or any botanical gardens, because every time we go there, they are just people are happy. Why do you think Adrian and Desiree? I know that people want to be happy when they go there, but I think it has to do with nature too, being in nature and the flowers and the plants, and then plus just being away from the world in a way. What do you guys think?
This question.
Adrian, what do you think? Do you think it's about being in nature that people become so happy, like at places like that?
Well, I think that our lives on Earth, coming, going, as we come closer to God in a spiral type, path, every time higher, we uh, certainly go through something that is not a disease. It's a bipolar kind of status that we cannot help it. We're human, and like you mentioned, Mercedes, that young lady from the National Guard was killed. You have to be a piece of stone not to react to that. And, we have many sad times, and then we fight it. This is what's happening in our lives. We overcome with joy the sadness. We overcome the bad with goodness. We overcome all negativities with positivity, as you call me, Mr. Positivity. So I thank you for that. I think I'm doing that like anyone else, but I think I don't let myself wallow into a bad negative situation for long. I bounce. As General Patton says, it's not important how low you fall, but how high you bounce. So I think that we have to learn from these quotes that are very famous and very, down to earth, and also spiritual, which is interesting. They are both. So. when you fast, what you do, you're coming closer to the spirit, because the spirit doesn't need food. So, so I think we come in touch with the highest values of humankind, and it doesn't mean we stop feeling uh, and resonating with the world. We're all one. So it's an illusion that we're just separated. Yeah, but I always feel, um, how you say, uh, that the moment you think that you can be happy without the happiness of all of the whole, it's an illusion, because it's temporary. It never lasts. So you have to always connect it to the whole, and then you'll have a lasting, forever experience, because we never die, as I said. In the reincarnation, some people say, I don't want to come back because too much pain. So yeah, because of this bipolar situation all the time, we may fall on the sad part, from sad to glad and glad to sad. And, that's not a disease. Some people have the condition. I'm a psychiatrist, so they come to me and I give them Wellbutrin or something. I don't know. And it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's come, I say always, the Wellbutrin from God, through God, and for God, if the situation is very advanced and people, they cannot just take control of that by themselves. Um, but even the human condition is bipolar. So that's what I'm trying to say. And we have to accept it, and to turn it, not to wallow too long and the sad part, and come to the glad part.
All right. Oh, Mercedes, I'll go ahead and if you can hear me, it's okay. You got to mute. Yeah, you know what? Going on the
We're talking
okay, there we
about
go.
the
Yeah,
sad.
I hear you
Go
now.
ahead, go ahead.
I hear you. Excuse me.
Oh, we made it glad now. we hear you.
I felt you. No, just kidding.
Go ahead, Des. What were you going to say?
Oh, I love this question. This is a great question, and it's something like I talk about a lot, and like I ponder on and everything. And something I always talk to God about, because when I read the Bible and I'm still learning and searching and seeking truth about like the tribes and how they're all scattered and the people were scattered and whatnot. And I'm indigenous, and I'm coming to know who, of my ancestry and whatnot. But ever since I was a kid, and I'm native, when I say indigenous, Apache and Azteca, which is now Mexico. So anyhow, and so just it just I love touching the ground with my feet barefoot, and I would feel like this energy and just feel joy. And if I heard, or if I felt, I wanted to feel the rain, I wanted to touch the puddles, I wanted to feel the mud and the sand and the textures on my fingertips. I wanted to just be one with the earth and love the earth. And I wanted to love the trees and love the plants and love the flowers and everything. And I do that now. I see the world even through amongst the chaos. I see past through the smog, past through all that, because I see human ingenuity or engineering. I see mankind's accomplishments and God's hands in that, and the knowledge and wisdom that has been given, and the unity of us coming together to build these structures and these beauties, people, the expressions in art and creativities, and seeking in the minds of like, wow, the purposes, as well as like the influences, because also too God gave directions, of people how to build, and he gives gifts and blessings and visions, and to his people as well. So, when you put all that together and you look at it, if I take outside and I step outside and I look at a big picture, I say, you look at the forest, with the trees as well, but you look at the big picture, man, it's just beautiful. And so, as I now know, as God is the creator of all, and I call him I am, and I know that God's DNA or his divinities within me, his spirit's within me, and I know that he creates everything around and whatnot. I just feel like it's just when you're on that, connected with him in love, like in love together, because he loves the world so much and he loves us that like you're with like in spirit and it's this unity and you can feel it. And so it's like a unit of spirit that's together, although my feet's on the ground, in spirit, in my heart, I'm with I'm like, it's just, that's how I feel. It's just so, I love it. And so when you ask that, yeah, I feel because it's God that's in it. And when I don't feel God in it, I'll have the opposite.
Yeah.
Oh, we lost you.
Now we're doing the bipolar thing. Okay.
Yeah, and so, but
But what you're saying is very, sorry, go ahead.
no, no, go ahead, Dr. Adrian. Go ahead.
No, what I want to say that Desiree expressed so beautifully what really also it's very important to be aware of, to be consciously aware of, that we live in a world in which uh, typically a person is on the subconscious level. We act impulsively about things and ourselves and situations. Uh, they say psychologists discovered that 95% of the people approximately are unconscious 95% of the time. And you'll say, "Oh, that's incredible," and I say it's credible. Why? Because what do we do throughout the day and night? We wake up in the morning, we wash our face, we we have our breakfast, we prepare ourselves for work. These are automatic things that come from the subconscious. You don't need a lot of intelligence for that. You have a habit, right? So then you go to work, you drive the car, the same driving, the same route, the same destination. Then you do what you consider your habits or whatever, in addition to the work that also what button to push, how to work the computer or whatever. Everything is automatic from the subconscious. So, and then in the end, you go to sleep at night and you dream, and everything unconscious. So in the following day, in the morning, you start the same thing again. So that's why I'm saying that most people most of the time are unconscious. So what is the solution? And what you, Desiree, expressed before is so beautiful, as I said, because you're talking exactly about that. How to become, this is a solution, how to become consciously aware, to use our intellect, reasoning, and will that are parts of the conscious mind, and the outer adult, not the inner child, the subconscious. So when we do that, then we relate, and everything is a matter of relationship. The peak of relationship would be with God, but you start from relating to your own inner little child, the subconscious, and to his needs, abilities, disabilities, limitations, desire, whatever, and you direct it right in an intelligent, intellective, reasoning way, and so forth. And that is relating to your inner child. Then you don't go through the field and like automatically walk because you have to walk. You heard it is healthy for you. You stop and smell a flower, so you relate to the flower. As you said, you may go barefooted on the wetland, earth, on the ground, and enjoy that. You relate to the ground, to Mother Earth. So I think relatedness. You relate consciously to things. You relate to other people. They a lot of people hurt in this world. You understand them. It's not enough intelligence. You need also understanding and wisdom. I said it many times, which is divine intelligence. And as you progress from just knowledge of things. You go to, to understanding things, and then you go to wisdom, how um, to process the understanding the best godly way. So, and eventually you stop and relate to the highest God within and everywhere. And then you reach the peak of spirituality, because relatedness to anything that Desiree said is uh, is what definition of spirituality is, and the highest peak of it is the relationship to God. God is within and everywhere, and is loving, not hating. Is positive, not negative. Is giving, not taking. You know, we are human. We give and take, but and this is the other thing example of bipolar. So, but there are some people that just want to take because uh, they are uh, they're okay, good people like anyone, but they come to the herds for the first time, reincarnate, or and they don't have much maturing experience. So others are older souls, as we call them, that can understand this relatedness to everything around us and to God above all.
Aw.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, it's just so beautiful what you said. It's beautiful. And then I saw Desiree's cat right behind her, right as she's finished talking. The cat starts walking so cute right behind
We
her.
relate to the God, that's
Yeah,
spirituality.
the cat. But
It's needs, ability, liabilities, and you relate and take care of the cat, understand it, and use your wisdom to guide you further how to handle the cat.
Wow,
oh,
that was just amazing.
it really was, and I can hardly wait because what I love about this format we're doing is because I can say
You see your
my other things.
volume?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear
Okay.
you.
Mm, the this program I can actually take and I can save it, so I can actually really make clips of us. Where the other two I can't. I don't have that control, so this is really neat. I can take that whole thing you just said and share it again. That's awesome. I wanted to say something. Yesterday, I had two phone sessions with clients, both in California, and one of them I will say I was on the phone listening, or I have this happen to. It's a remote view session, right? So, Dr. Adrian, this is so fascinating. You brought up bipolar because I started to see the image of this person that they were concerned about, or that was affecting someone in this group, and I could see this girl very clearly. I've never seen her, but I saw an image very clearly. And I said, "Is this what she looks like?" And they said, "Yes, this is what she looks like." But all of a sudden, I started to see as if somebody, exactly her, but a different expression on their face, was like right behind her, or like it was like two energies, an energy body connected to her body, right? Like it's like having two of me, okay,
Mhm.
right with me. But the other one was an energy that was just. And I said, "This is weird." I said, "This person is like two different people." And she goes, "They're bipolar." So I was seeing the other part of the girl, sorry, the person, and I had never experienced that before. I'd never seen that before. And I thought to myself, so to me, we are talking about a parallel life in one. And then also the permission, or the fact that this is almost like an unwanted entity attached in many ways. It's like I had to do what I had to do is my prayers and stuff to remove this, or to ask God to do that, right? But the fact is I'm interested to see what happens in the next 3 days on that. But isn't that interesting that there is two images of a person, you guys?
Mhm.
That's Adrian. Have you ever seen or heard of such a thing? I mean, I know that. but it's very interesting.
It's see what? I'm
Have
sorry.
you ever seen that you're in your work where maybe there's another person, like a twin or another spirit or two energies attached to one?
Yeah, I think there are split souls, split portions of soul, and they attach to us. Depending on our personality, our needs, abilities, liabilities, we attract also past lives that are in on the same page with this life, because we go through so many lifetimes, we cannot remember everything or think about everything, but what is pertinent to our life now. So in them we see this polarity, that like the earth says, the north and the south poles. So I guess, yeah, I think that in every one of us is the good inclination, the evil inclination that may attract, like um, entities or situations or thoughts or feelings or habits, and either high intelligence or low intelligence. Sometimes I act stupid. Sometimes I act, oh, I cannot recognize myself. I don't know what to do with myself. Anyway, so, yeah, but we have to accept that's human, and not make a big story of an atom. I mean, though, whatever is smaller, the more power to it, because like these particles of the atom, you take, as a small particle, then they have more energy than the energy of the sun.
Mm.
So it's so interesting, to so fascinating, this world, unknown and mystery world. I am so fascinated about it, and I don't stop, meditating on these kind of things that come from this, insight. But we're learning all the time, and I want to enjoy the learning, not the learning through force, being forced. You don't laugh through force. You just have to, uh, you know, accept that there are things that we cannot change, things that we can change, and also that we should know the difference, as they say, right? So, yeah. So, but I'm fascinating to especially share with people, because they are my brothers and sisters. We are all children of God, and it's such a mess in the world. Like this young girl from the National Guard that was killed, and the other one was, is in critical condition. So you know, once I saw a movie, Mondo Cano, Mondo Cano, and that was it's it's again this polarity, and we have not to wallow in that, and we have to make the right choice, even if we don't many times in life. Never give up, never give in, never bow down, or never understand that we are made in God's image and likeness, and we have a free choice, and we have to choose if we want to be happy and have others made happy that we love, or our brothers and sisters, choose the loving God, and then that would do.
So what do you do with if people love somebody so much and that other person just doesn't love them, and then you just have to, you know, I think people get sad about that too. That they feel unfulfilled.
We're human, and we get sad, but we have a tendency to romanticize the sadness. In Hollywood, to get a lot of crying type movies. when and laughing and crying. It's a tragic comedy, this life, uh, but the tendency is to have drama. Sometimes, people, spouses or significant ones, they are wallowing in drama in their relationship, because they don't relate. When I talk about spirituality before, they don't relate to that part of each of us, which is God. They relate to the lower parts that don't know, make mistakes, like our inner little child with a limited reasoning. So rather than relate to God, it's within us. That's why I said many times that uh, um, the God in me relating to God in you cannot make but for a perfect relationship. But if I relate at the lower levels, there is fire and and wars and and pain and sadness and all these negative things. So we have to consciously relate to our significant one, um, in a way that we forgive them uh, for what they did in life. And I saw many times that people that are close to death, they want to ask for forgiveness to those that they recognize that they hurt them, and they always doubled down in life and said, "I'm right and you're wrong." And then when they come close to death, they feel the need to beg pardon, to ask the significant one to forgive them, and to forgive them. And the significant one may be more giving than the other one, and then more at the other upper level. And they may say, "Hey, but I forgive you always. Yeah, I don't have to forgive you now." So, but they insist, "No, I want to hear now that you forgive me." We want to be forgiven because we know there is a part of us, like in this polar, in the bipolar interplay, that is the evil inclination, and we have the good inclination, and we have the choice. Why won't we choose the good one?
Yeah, that's so true. Desiree, what do you think? Why do
Sorry.
people not choose? Why do people not choose the better to be better?
Like, that's a really good question, and I've never been married, and I don't foresee myself being married. I mean, I'm 50 now, and I know I say that, but I'm pretty like I found God, and I know is I'm just gonna make it really simple and like I found God, and God's love is sufficient enough for me in this life. It fulfills me in such a complete way. He never fails. And I mean, just to make it just, he never fails. He's always there. He tells the truth. He loves me unconditionally. He accepts me, meets me where I'm at. He wants nothing but the best for me. He helps me learn to better myself. Everything of the corrections that I have or that the flaws within me, he accepts that. And he's like, here you go, my love. Here, give me your bad. And I'm going to give you my love and my grace instead. Here, give me all your icks and your yucks and whatever it is that you want, and 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 take my yoke or take my love, take my and wow, I am just having a lot of just a lot of obstacles that the people just. I'm trying to tell the truth here,
These little devils. Okay.
but it's the truth, and I mean it with all my heart. You can ask me 100 million times. I'll say it forwards, backwards, any time of the day. And I say this, and it's not because I didn't find good people. I did. I found amazing people, and what Dr. Adrian says, 100%, and that comes with wisdom and also like experience and realizing what love is. It does get romanticized. When I was younger, I was very what we call emo. Pain is gonna make me creative, and I'm gonna lean into that and be like my name's Inka Carter online, like I'm poetic. It was like I want it, like I'm passionate and I love, and so when I love with all my heart. And so with that though, we have these false expectations because we don't see the other people that they're people too, and they love too, and they're trying to do the best that they can as well. And so as they're trying to do the best that they can, we have to accept that. And First Corinthians 13, I love that because it's, and what we're familiar is love is kind, love is patient, and love overcomes. But like he also says, he doesn't keep track of wrongs and rights. And that's part of like the forgiveness, what Dr. Adrian was talking about. And when we start practicing forgiveness, and we're not talking about like abuse and whatnot. We're talking about love and good love. And when you read it all, we understand what good love is because, that is what part of good love is forgiveness and loving each other and taking a new opportunity and new blessings. And so, yeah, it's just, I love, it's very exciting. And when the other person recognizes that, you realize like, these emotions, these angers, we can overcome the bills. Bills are always going to be coming. We're finances are always going to be like, but like if you love that person, I mean, yeah, and the other person loves you, and you guys are both working together with God, anything is possible. The impossible is with mankind, but with God, He does the impossible. And like it really works. And with prayer and we fast and everything, yes, it is true. So that's what I have to say about that. When I was younger, I was misplacing my trust in mankind, but now I place my trust in God. Wow. I place my
Little
trust
devils.
in God. and it's the best ever in my life. And I recommend anyone to try it. You could try it. And that's the whole thing. You could try it. Just try it. He
Try
just,
try
yes.
to be talk to
Yeah,
God.
yeah, but I'll tell you that I always say that it doesn't mean you shouldn't try, but I believe strongly that maybe it's my scorpion character. Either I do it or I don't do it. In other words, if I have a pen, I want to drop it, right? I
Mhm.
say, "Oh, I'm trying to drop it." Either you drop it or you hold it. Don't drop it. Try implies the possibility of failure. You don't want to fail. You want to be Mr. Positive. So anyway, uh, but it's okay. It's okay. Everything is free in this world, including free choice. So um, but I want to say something that when one of my meditations, the prompter told me, upstairs there, told me that, what happened in this world was the secret, what's happening, that people suffer and are in pain, and is because I made a master plan of this entire universe uh, in order to have anything precise, like a calculus mathematical book, numerical order. And I don't throw people out of the Garden of Eden, including you that hear me. They throw themselves by themselves out of the Garden of Eden by doing things I put in my master plan that are not cool. So they end up working with the sweat of the brow, as they say in the Bible, and Adam and Eve, and then they are choosing to eat the fruit of knowledge, which means to know by yourself without the help of God. So and that doesn't work for long. It's temporary, and you know, the knowledge that comes through God is permanent, and it's pleasing. The one that comes from us is, yeah, the sweat of the brow. So what I'm saying is, uh, God is telling me in the prompter, it says, well, you know, uh, you know that people come to pain here because they chose that and they wallow in that, and to make it more, how you uh, tasty, they romanticize it. And you have mafia stories, Godfather, things like that, like, Hollywood stuff. So, pain, killings, wars, it's romantic. So anyway, this is what they do, but it's just a primitive way of really uh, being positive. So, and then there are some people that are masochists and others that are sadists, So the other day I was invited somewhere, and there was a guy that is a butcher. So says, "Well, I have such a pleasure. I had a dream that I was cutting the throat of the ex of my girlfriend." So and he was so full of pleasure, and I said to myself, "God, up to now for an hour, he is a big deal. He knows a lot from the Bible, everything. It's a Jewish guy. He knows from the Bible and all this." And I say, and a scholar, and then in the in the end he blew it. So I said, and he killed a kitten. I don't know. And he talked. I said, I have a crazy man in front of me. I'm a psychiatrist. Uh, you know, so people can be so completely uh, pleasured by pain of themselves or others, by themselves being masochists, of others by being a sadist. And so this is their way of coping with being thrown from the Garden of Eden, which is wrong uh, all the way. So um, others have these tendencies more, uh, which is fine. We're human, but uh, I think the best way is to have, uh, you know, God back, be back in the Garden of Eden, not by uh, trying to be arrogant and the speck of the world on the earth and think that you know it all. You don't know it all. You don't nothing. So and go back to God, and through God you'll know all.
I, yeah, I agree. That's just so horrible. I just don't, sometimes I try not to think about this, but I think to myself, why is this stuff allowed? Why is it allowed? And there's nothing I can do about it except you can only pray. Like that's a horrible man. And it just is so upsetting to me to think about that. But that's the people that are out there, and to me that's why it's important for this type of show to be out there, because when we can raise our levels up, our highest levels to God, and I do believe that fasting and prayer combined does that. And yeah, I just think the world needs that. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone.
Very good. It reminds me of Connie Francis. Forget tomorrow, forget tomorrow, forget tomorrow. Kid, tomorrow, tomorrow never comes. So something like that. You live in the moment, but it's for an eternity, and relate to the moment. Like I said before, that's spirituality. You may relate to the future, you may relate to the past. There are no restriction, but relate to them, and that's spirituality. Relate to God, the highest relatedness there is.
Mm,
Big.
Hallelujah.
wow, that was beautiful.
Well, um,
Thank you.
is there anything anybody else you guys would like to talk about? We're coming to the end of the hour. We did start a little late, but if there, I know Desiree wanted to share something. I don't know if you want to share that or not,
What's that?
Desiree, but go ahead if you do.
Like, what did
You
this
wanted
be
to
a soldier
share.
floor in the back room?
So you want to share? You had like a
I mean,
vision.
it's true. I mean, what happened happened. I'm just gonna. I mean, if okay, yeah, why not?
You need to process it
So
more.
true. It is. So I'm just gonna share because my journey. So I have been fasting, and it's been
See,
like what I
that's
call
what does. It frees the body up.
it was true. And me and Mercedes had been talking, and just life is life, and it gets hard, and and it's the thing is that life is life, and it's hard. But when you're walking with God, it's different. Like he's walking with you. And so I'll tell you this from the difference, because I'm new to this. And so if I can share, like, from my understanding, like my revelation, before, when life was hard for me, I would feel like heaviness, and I would feel like in my heart too, and I feel like a heavy wet wool, like I would say, like a wool jacket on me or something, and it would feel hurt in my heart, like in such a sharp way, jagged, and like my stomach, and it would just be so, it felt like the world was on my shoulders. And even though I've always been somebody like, I'm going to pierce through, I'm going to find it, I'm going to overcome, where there's a will, there's a way. And I always believe, if I just believe, I always believe in that, like, I'm going to do it no matter what. I'm just going to keep on. Anyhow, that's it. Since I've been following God and learning more about God and walking with God and learning his name and everything, like, the world's still like it's going to turn around and things still there, but like my heart doesn't feel like that no more, and maybe things feel like heavy, and not heavy, I don't mean say heavy, but like overwhelming. And it's more like, wow, it's just so much coming at me, and I'm just now maybe like in so many different directions. I'm asking God for his lead and where I should do and how I should do it. So it's a different mindset. But inside, while things are spinning around, I'm okay. Like, I don't feel it's the end of my last days. I don't feel like I'm gonna let go of the end of my rope. I don't feel that I'm gonna fall off the edge. I don't even want to go to the edge. I just was like, I'm just going to hang in there and wait for the answer. And I was just like, I don't know, but I know you're going to get me through. And there's this security and this comfort that is just like unbelievable, but it's real and it's true, because I'm not the only person that can like say this. I'm experiencing it. And so, and this is what they call like the peace of God, and this is God's spirit, this is God's love. But this is what he does, and he can do this for all of us if we just take the moment and the time sometimes just slow down and just listen to his voice and the stillness of our busy day and whatnot. So I realized I was running so fast, and the lesson of what I learned was I wasn't holding his hand.
Mm.
Oh man, that hit me so hard, because I was busy, 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 and I was reading all the instructions, and I'm trying to like get it all, and I'm trying to make sure I was I was being a work performance, so to speak, or too busy trying to look at everything. I forgot to just hold his hand and let him be a good father to me. I forgot to let him lead. He's God. What did I think? He gave me a little instructions. I'm like, oh, that's how it is, God. Okay, gotcha. And I started like taking off, and I was like, woo, I love this. This is great. Look at how awesome this world is. And then I'm just like,
I understand exactly what you're saying.
right. And so all of a sudden I found myself in like circumstances, and I'm just like, oh, where are you? Like, where am I? And I learned that there was a root of pride inside of me. And like we've been talking about, that I didn't even know existed. And actually, it was something that was revealed to me in a way of like where I kind of, I guess, the seed, or where it was created when I was a child. And it was when I was in the world, or in the child, and I decided that I was just going to depend on me. I wasn't going to depend on other people. I'm not going to look for other people's answers, or ask for help. I'm just going to like, it's just going to be me. And that is not the way it is with God. And he's a relationship. Like, he's the King of Kings. I call him the King of Kings. He's my Lord of Lords. But he sits on a throne. For me, I exalt him, God above everything and all things, for me. And so, but yet he is that. But yet he's also my friend. He is also my father. He is also a spirit that is inside of me, that strengthens me and keeps me through and brings sunshine on cloudy days, that brings a beautiful bird that lands in front of my path with the bread in its mouth to remind me that he feeds the birds, he's going to feed me. You know, he it's like things like that. And so I had an encounter yesterday, and it was just, it hit me so like profound. I didn't even know like how it was possible or anything. In fact, I was like, I'm still trying to process my mind to wrap it around it. It was just so I was just driving home, but I was just like in a dialogue, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just so happy. Even though I learned, I just found pride in me. I was happy because he's showing me to be. I don't want to be a prideful person. I wanted love, and I want to be able to be loving to others. Humility is okay. There's nothing wrong with being humble. It's not a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just loving thy neighbor. It's being considerate. It's opening the door for another person. It's not having to push somebody out of the way so I can get ahead. It's letting somebody else shine. So that way, and helping, encouraging, putting a hand out to pull up, and not pushing down. There's nothing wrong with being humble or being meek in the world. And so I was really happy because I want to be a better person, and God is somebody that's never lied to me. He's never let me down. He's never mistreated me or anything. He has always just healed me. He's like unconditionally been there, and he saved my life, like medically and like literally and like spiritually, in all different ways that you can save somebody. He's saving me constantly from myself, from the world, always making sure that I am in his hands and that he in his arms and that he is like with me, and showing that. And I know that this is also for everybody. I am just sharing this because it's what I've been able to observe and to identify, but you can too. It's just like maybe some things that I'm telling you you can relate to. That's God. Like I'm telling you, that's God, and His name is I am. I call him I am. Abba Father, like everybody, but that is God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That is the God that I'm talking about, and so that is who I encountered, and it was like I saw this amazing white light glow, and I was just like, and it was like this back. It was like this gown, and it was just like, I'm so sorry. It was just like so much, and it was just like as if I felt like I was being hugged in this. I don't even know how it's possible, but it felt like it was, and it just like really made me feel.
Yeah. You have such a gift to share bliss.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And
that was mountain.
I think I understand because when the one I've had many times when that's happened, I remember crying so much. One time I was in Wilcox and I was just crying uncontrollably at night, and I really wasn't trusting in God at all then, and I screamed out, God, please help me, stop this crying, stop me, and boom, instantly it stopped, instantly, and I'm just like, what? It was
That
like completely gone. So I mean, he God was trying to help me so many times. We have somebody that's on listening right now, Lori Reynolds, and Lori Reynolds was part of the Desert Rain band. They still are a part of this band, and they toured. And I had met them, and they were some of the people during that time after my divorce that they would come into my life and they would talk to me and they would, be there as I was still learning. I was still a mess. I was a mess at certain times in my life. And then I remember Desiree, like when I was in that second accident in San Simone, which is weird because Lori Reynolds is actually lives in San Simone, which is kind of weird. But that's where the accident was, but I felt that like I felt Tristan and I were in a complete bubble of light. Like I was so safe and loved and cared for, and we were rolling. The car was rolling on the road, you know, totally total. But I felt it God's love. I felt like I was in a safe cocoon. We had no, we were not hurt. He had one scratch on his, he had a cut. I had nothing. After my first accident, that was when I got hurt. But this one, 3.5 months later, nothing. The cocoon saved us, God's cocoon. I just heard someone's nephew, I think nephew or grandson, was just in a rollover, just rolled their truck or car, and they ended up with a fractured neck and all kinds of things. I think we did not, we were not hurt during, we rolled what, 15 times? All the windows were demolished, the car was totaled. We were saved, and God saved us. And so it's like moments like this, like Desiree just shared. I'm sure Adrian, I know he has been brought back to life, saved so many times. But if we don't say what, if we are here to share these, because that's what this show's about. That's what us three are about. Everyone we hang out with is about. Because if we don't share this, how will people won't even know. People won't think that, wow, that happened. Yes, it happened. It happened to me. It happened to Des yesterday. I mean, Adrian, before we go, could you talk about, I mean, when you were a child, you were saved.
Mhm.
God saved
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I want to say first that
God saved
you, Mercedes, and you, Desiree, you're so inspirational for me, and I believe in a lot of people that attend, view your show. And I think this is what we're here for. We're all one, and we share bliss. So we share how we brush with death and through the power of God. Anything that has to do with extraordinary events that come from ordinary people. And I think the extraordinariness is from God, that is within all of us. And I think that, this show, that take away the practicality of love and life on earth and joy on earth. But I always say, well, be careful how you do it, here on earth, because you do the best, and God will do the infinite rest. So, and relax, let God, let go, let God, and and life is beautiful. I have it in neon on the wall. Life is beautiful.
Yes, it is.
Thank
Woo!
you. Thank you. Would you like to share the for the last part that what happened to save your
Yeah,
life? That when
yeah.
you
If you
that's
insist, yeah.
grateful.
If you insist, yeah. Sure. I was. Uh, there were many situations. Like when I was 2 year old, I I used to be in my bed, and a small bed. Obviously, I was a very small 2 year old. So I one night I came out of my habit of sleeping in my bed and started crying to my parents that I want to be with them in the other room in their bed, in between them, obviously. So, so they, my father said, "No, you have to be in your bed." And my mother said, "Oh, let the kid. He's crying. He never cried like that." And guess what? That same night in Romania, where I was born in 1940, there was the greatest earthquake there, and all the wall in my room fell into my bed.
Wow, that just gets me every time.
Wow.
I mean, can you imagine your what your parents thought? I mean, they're like going through
They
that.
were, they were, and
Your house is
speechless.
demolished.
Man.
That's what they told me that. But then it was a time when.
You would have died though, Adrian. You were told God saved you. God made you cry and come into their room.
Yeah, I don't know. The Second World War, it seems like
You were
I
saved.
I had this premonition about when the bombs were falling, and I was in the common shelter there with a lot of people in a bank. The bombs were falling, I would see things that that would save us, and instead of you know um, once a lady appeared to me in apparition and says, "I'll save your ducks." In other words, I'll save you and anyone connected to you, um, family, friends, anyone. and I saw a real person. I held her hand and she smiled at me. So, and I understood immediately, like, how you say, lightning. Thought that this is what she's saying. Don't worry, I'm coming from God, and you'll be okay, and everyone related to you will be okay. So, so that's what I got. And when I was 9 year old, the truck hit me, and I could see myself from like I left, my soul left the body, saw myself from the back, and uh, I wasn't killed. They found me between the wheels of the truck, and I kept my hands on the grill, and then I lost consciousness. I didn't know, but I found myself in a hospital and bandaged with some minor, uh, green stick fractures of a child because your bones are not completely solid like an adult. They are green stick, they call them. Like green stick, you can bend it doesn't break.
Mhm.
So,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Wow. I mean, that's a miracle. Like, that's a miracle.
I am thankful. It's also that we could testify. It wasn't your time yet. It wasn't any of our times yet. I'm not saying that anything, but God has a plan and it's always perfect.
Yeah.
It goes accordingly. And everything, it will always come for the good for those who love God.
I know
We're
when
all
it comes
made it.
time, it'll be time.
very true.
Yeah. Thank you all for sharing. Thank you,
Thank you.
two wonderful, wonderful friends of mine. Thank you for being with me today on this show. And
Blessing all the best to the viewers, and
yes,
God, God, be your prompter always. When you're in trouble. If you are, I don't wish you that, but I think don't give up, don't give in when you are in trouble. Don't uh, wallow in that situation. Immediately say, "Thank you, God, for saving me. Thank you, God." Believe with all your heart, and miracles will happen. I assure you. With
Mm,
God, thing and miracle in particular is going to happen.
yay.
agreed. Hallelujah.
Thank you. Thank you. And God bless everybody. And we hope that you come back again with us. We should say a prayer. Desiree, why don't you say the prayer today? I think that Adrian said it last time. Why don't you say a final prayer for today?
Oh, okay. I say that, or it's known as the Lord's Prayer. It's the Our Father. That's what I say. So that's my go-to. All right. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us for our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, and deliver us from the evil one. The kingdom, the power, and the glory is all yours. We love you, and God bless our neighbors. And thank you so much for everybody. And amen.
Amen. Thank
Amen.
And thank you, everybody, for watching. And be sure to look up and find out more about Adrian Finkelstein, MD, all over YouTube. He's on Google. I mean, he's got amazing books to read. You can look up Desiree Valdez. She is amazing. All of us are on Facebook, Instagram, all these things. We're all here to help and be positive people in this world. Don't forget, we still have the Unseen Realm coming on Saturday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And there's some great things coming with that. We're up for like possibly a television pilot coming from that show where the podcast would be a part of it. So all of us on the team are very excited about that. And we also have, I have the show tonight with Bishop Joshua Sparks, and that's Explaining the Unexplainable, and that's at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We have author Kevin Killian is on tonight, so hope everybody can join us for that. All right, you guys, thank
Yeah,
you.
you.
Thank you to everyone on chat too. I appreciate you. We
Appreciate it.
appreciate you.
See you again next week.
Yeah, next week. Dr. Adrian.
Feel good, I feel great. I'm living proof that it's not too late. Not too late to do what you need to do. To be a better you. To be a better